אותו, מחר, 3 חודשים האחרונים, גרם גם לפינלנד וגם לשוודיה למפנה במדיניות, והן הגישו בקשה להצטרף לנאטו. אז אנחנו רוצים לדעת מה עלול לבלום אותם, והאם הם חוששים מאיום מיידי. ואיתנו שגרירת פינלנד בישראל, קירסיקה לטו אסיקאינן. Hello and good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
So Finland has formally and officially applied to join NATO despite Russia's warning. What might block your entry to NATO?
Well, I think now that we have submitted our formal application that it will move forward and we will be NATO members, but we know that NATO's internal discussions and processes take some time, as well as the ratification by all the member states. But we have got very strong support from all the NATO countries, basically, all the US and the big countries. Turkey has raised some concerns. And we are currently discussing with them at various levels how to find solutions to this situation. But in general, there is a strong commitment to open door policy by NATO allies. And I think that Finland is really, we are a security provider, and we know that our membership in NATO would strengthen the security and stability in the Nordic region, in the Baltic Sea, and the whole transatlantic security. So I think that in this sense, our membership in NATO would also strengthen NATO.
You mentioned Turkey. Do you know what are Erdogan's terms, conditions?
Well, he has raised some questions, and as I said, we are currently discussing them about these issues in a constructive way. And our president also had contact with Erdogans during the weekend, and we try to find solutions. They have raised some questions concerning the terrorism, and of course, Finland condemns all terrorism in all its forms, and PKK is a terrorist organization also considered by Finland, so I think this is very clear. And then they have some other questions, and we are currently discussing them, and we hope to find solutions. In general, we have good bilateral relations with Turkey, and so far they have been positive about our NATO application, so I think we will find answers and solutions to this. It might take some time, but we will find them, I'm sure.
Yeah, we know your decision, the application to NATO, represents historic shift, one that puts you in vulnerable position, as Putin himself has claimed. Are you prepared, is Finland prepared for a military aggression from Russia?
Well, I have to say that at the moment we don't have any immediate military threat against Finland, and the border is very calm at the moment. And actually the Russian reactions to our applications have been very mild so far, and Putin has said that as such Finnish NATO membership doesn't pose a threat to Russia. So this has been calm, but of course we are prepared for all kinds of threats against our country, and we are very able to defend our security. We have very strong national defense force, and we are also prepared for different kind of hybrid threats and cyber threats and all that. So, but at the moment, situation is very calm, but we are monitoring it, of course, and assessing it all the time, anticipating the changes and acting accordingly.
So there are preparation for immediate Russian possible attack?
Not really. I mean, as I said, there is no immediate military threat to Finland whatsoever at the moment. But we have been prepared for over 80 years for all the possible scenarios by maintaining our strong defense forces, having very modern equipment, and there is a very strong will to defend our country within the whole population. It's one of the highest in the world. We have a very resilient society. So I think we have all the elements to defend ourselves, but at the moment there is not such a threat as I said, but we are ready for everything. We have a very high level of readiness, and we assess the possible changes and needs there.
You're the Finland ambassador to Israel. Have you received a message from the Israeli government, the foreign minister of Israel, regarding your request?
To apply to NATO?
Yeah.
No, this has not been discussed officially. We have very regular contacts between, of course, our foreign ministers and at different levels. This has not been a question there in the relations. I'm sure there is an interest in Israel, and we are going to explain it. And our cooperation in defense material has intensified very much during recent years, and this will continue. But it doesn't have like direct implications to this NATO process, and this material is of course already very interoperable and with NATO, and an interesting thing that is that we have decided to purchase 64 F-35 fighter jets from the US, and I know Israel is also using them, so I don't know if maybe there will be some opportunities for cooperation in that sense.
Ambassador Kirsika Leto Asikainen, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Toda raba.